Yo everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Steins. Last left off, we had the very cheery Suzuha ending. At least I had a sweet ending to the ending itself, but still, it got pretty dark. But let's ignore that for now, because we're going through the timeline where we did send the D-mail and basically didn't allow us to have those moments with Suzuha. The world shattered into geometric shapes and expanded and contracted like rubber toys. Light gathers between my eyes. Stars explode behind my eyelids. Gradually, colour returns to the world. I wait for the vertigo to pass. Cold sweat oozes from my temples. Pressing my fists against them, I slowly force the air out of my lungs. Has the world line changed? I head to the lounge in order to check the divergence meter. It's gone. I checked the meter a few minutes ago, just before the world line changed. Now it's nowhere to be found. Makes sense, Suzuha never gave it to us. I quickly realized what had happened. Suzuha gave me the meter after we stopped her from leaving. My D-mail undid those events. Of course, the meter isn't here. The surge of regret seizes my heart. I clench my teeth and endure it as best I can. If no one else remembers, then I alone will keep these memories of Suzuha alive. I look around the room. Mayu and Kusu are on the sofa, dozing on each other's shoulders. Dao, oblivious to the vulnerable high school girls behind him, is playing an Ego on his computer. I take a deep breath and turn on the TV. I flip to a news channel. The world line should have changed. I erase the time we spent with Suzuha. That should have allowed her to leap to 1975 without losing her memories, and the IBN 5100 should be in our hands now. We can use it to hack into 7 and raise the data they intercepted from us. Without that information, Mocha's men won't attack the lab, Mayo won't have to die. That's how it should be. That's how it has to be. Otherwise, why did I sacrifice Suzuha's dream? The quickest way to confirm the change would be to check on any details at Akibara Station. Dao, is the Yamanote airline stopped? Huh? I don't think so. Check online. Wait, I got the best part. Please. Dao sighs and calls up the train information. Doesn't look stopped. Thanks. Whew, the world line has changed. Which means our IBN 5100 should be in the development room. I head back there to search for it. But contrary to my expectations, I can't find it anywhere. What's going on? I look at my watch. It's 7:43 p.m. Mocha's men attacked at what time again? My heart is pounding like a drum. That demo was supposed to fix everything. The trains are moving as scheduled, which means Mocha's men aren't about to attack. So why does it feel like nothing's fixed at all? The IBN 5100's absence is extremely disturbing. I want to sit down and think about where it could have gone, but a voice in my head is screaming that there's no time. I need to calm down. It's hard to think straight after everything that's happened. I check my watch again. It's 7:46 p.m. Images of the assault flash through my mind. Mayu is bleeding to death on the floor. The smell of gunpowder in the air. I forcefully shake the visions out of my head. I look towards the lab entrance. The door is yet to be kicked in by a team of hitmen. I swallow hard, petrified with terror. Please, don't let anything happen. It's past 9. I peek at the streets through the window. Nobody's there. Are you waiting for someone? You keep looking out the window. Oops. That was right. I probably looked at the window 20 times in the past hour. And not a suspicious figure in sight. Mocha's men still haven't appeared. The raid was before 8, if I remember correctly. I think it's safe to say that my that my changes to the past have prevented it from occurring. Suza's sacrifice was not in vain. I let out a deep breath. I'm sweaty and disgusting. It's like my anxiety has pushed all the sweat out of my body. Mayuri, Krisu. Two girls woke up from the nap about half an hour ago. They're now eating cup noodles. What? Did you just say my name correctly? Krisu looks at me in astonishment, like she can't believe her ears. When you're done eating, go home. It's late, so I'll go with you. Okie dokie. I don't need an escort from you, I can go about by myself. Just listen. Dao, you too. Huh? Me too? Train lines running through Akihabara are operating normally. There's no bomb scare and no sign of Mocha or her men. Chris is taking the Subu line to the next station, Chanomizu, while Dao is going the opposite way to Shinkawaya. It's a frog. Mayu and I are taking the Yamanata line to Ikebukuro, so we part at the station's ticket gate. There's surprisingly few passengers on the train. I guess that most of the salarymen are off for the Obon holiday. Mayu is playing a handheld game, the Net Cow action RPG on the screen. The character is battling a gigantic Upa. I stand beside her and gaze at her profile, lost in thought. It's the night of the 13th, and Mayu is still alive. How many times have I watched her die? How many times have I tasted that despair? No matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't save this ditzy childhood friend of mine from death. She died again and again right before my eyes. But now, she's alive. Standing beside me, playing a game. That's why I sacrificed our memories with Suzaha. It was the only way. I'm sorry, Suzaha. And thank you. Suzaha no longer existed in this time. But I hope my feelings will reach her all the same. Actually, come to think of it, why can't I tell her in person? Where in Akiba could the 54-year-old Suzaha be? I'll try asking Tennoji tomorrow. He probably knows Suzaha on this world line too. I wonder if Suzaha remembers me. Hey, Oguin. Mayu suddenly lifts her head. She looks at me hastily, her cheeks are slightly pink. What? Come on, Oguin. Mayu gets nervous when you stare at her like that. Did I make you get a game over? Yeah. Sorry about that. No. I apologize, but keep looking at her. Instead of starting a new game, Mayu looks at me with concern. There's something different about you today, Ocarine. Really? Yeah, what's wrong? I remind myself that Mayu is more perceptive than she seems. She's proven that when she figured out that Dao was Suzaha's father. I don't want to worry her too much. I want Mayu to smile her usual ditzy smile without a care in the world. After all, it's over now. She's safe. Nothing's wrong. And I wasn't looking at you just now. I was devising new ways to bring chaos to the world. I just realized Chaos Head Noah. Chaos Head is another game in this science adventure fiction lore thing. Well, we'll get to that eventually, maybe. Anyways, really? You seem kind of tired. The mad scientist is never tired. The mighty brain cells of my 170 IQ brain are always performing calculations, day and night. Oh, but you should still take a break every now and then. Please, Ocarine? For me? Having said that, Mayu returns to her game. I feel cold stares around me, but I don't care at all. Mayu is here with me, doing everyday Mayuri things. Ordinary things. Everything is going back to normal. Yesterday was the first time home in a while, so I slept like a log in my comfortable bed. It could be because of my mental exertion, but that was the best night's sleep in a while. Before heading to the lab, I stop and stare at the Bond Tube workshop. The familiar mountain bike is gone. Suza liked it so much, she insisted on bringing it with her to 1975. The workshop door opens and comes out Mr. Braun rubbing his eyes sleepily. Okay, you got free time. How about a job? As a special offer, I'll hire you for 1 CRT a month. 1 CRT a month? So for 1 month's work, I get an old television? Hell no! When did Suzuha quit again? Suzuha? Who the hell's that? What? She never existed. Was her existence erased completely? But that's impossible. I ain't got time to remember the name of some lazy part-timer who quit after just 10 days. Oh no, it's just him. Damn you and your misleading words. Suzuha did work here. In fact, the evidence of Suzuha's sojourn in 2010 still remains on this ward line. And I thought I finally had some help for a change. That's what I hate about you damn kids. No dedication. I bet she lied about liking CRTs too. Got me good. Tenuji shrugs his shoulders annoyed. Naturally, he doesn't know about Suza's true identity. Does the name Hashida Suzu ring a bell? At this time, Tenuji's eyes go wide. Hang on. Why would she change her name to Hashida if she goes back in time before finding out who her father is? Haven't heard that name in a long time. You knew her? Eh? Knew her? So now she's been 10 years already, huh? 10 years. 10 years since what? No. I don't want to know the answer. Tenuji had a faraway look in his eyes as if he's gazing into the past. She really helped me out. Are you talking about her in past tense? She didn't have any relatives? Not that I knew of. I wish I could have been with her at the end. At the end? There's only one thing that could mean. Even though this world line changed, Suza didn't survive to the year 2010. Tell the truth though, she looked peaceful when I found her. Peaceful? She didn't commit suicide? Suicide? Who the hell told you that? Suzanne was sick. Don't believe any old thing you hear. She was sick. Sickness killed her? I shouldn't feel good about that. But I guess you could say it's better than what happened before the world line changed. That's what I tell myself anyway. So, how do you know Suza-san? She helped me out too. A long time ago, I was hoping to see her again. Oops. Yeah? I'm living in her own house now. Mom, come pay your respects at the altar? I nod without a moment's hesitation. It's weird to think that Suza still is connected to Tenuji, even when going back in time. Tenuji closes up shop and we head off towards his house. From Churudori, we head towards the station. I scan the Akabis scenery as we walk. Most stores are still nowhere to be found in this world line. After little hesitation, I look up at Radican. It's gone. The satellite has vanished. And all that's left is the hole that made when it arrived in this time. When did the satellite disappear? About 5 days ago. Never know what's going to happen, huh? Which means Suza's left before it rained. Like Tenuji said, his house was closer than expected. We take the train to the next station, Okachimachi, and then walk for about 5 minutes to a quite residential area. Quite. This old one-story house is where Suzuha once lived. I walked up to the front of the house, and there I see a familiar sight. Suzuha's bicycle. For a moment, I can see her there, squatting beside the bicycle. But the mountain bike Suzuha rode to the Bond Tube workshop was shiny and new. Now it's old and covered in rust. Suzuha-san loved that old thing. Even when she didn't ride it anymore, she would still polish it every week. Couldn't ride it. It's been sitting there for 10 years. Couldn't throw it away. I've maintained it the best I could, but I guess nothing lasts forever. I gently put my hand on the seat. It's warm from sitting out in the sun. I suppose that for a few days Suzuha was in Akiba. The bicycle existed in 2 places at the same time. Right, I suppose that for the few days Suzuha was in Akiba, this bicycle existed in 2 places at the same time. There we go. Weird. This house isn't as messy inside as expected, considering the state of the Bond Tube workshop. I guess that chipmunk keeps this place clean. A wave of nausea hits me as I recall what Nay did at the station. But I tell myself that was just an accident. Besides, that incident has already been undone. Nay has done nothing wrong. Next to the living room is a child's room. There's a child's study desk and red backpack on the floor. Nay isn't here. Which reminds me, Tanuji's daughter visits the workshop often, but not once have I seen his wife. He couldn't have married Suzuha, could he? I mean, she would have to have been a lot older than him when they met. But, as they say, love knows no bounds. I wonder what really happened. I don't know how I feel if these two were married. That would make Dao's Tenjuru's father-in-law? That would make Dao's Tenjuru's father-in-law. That would be weird. Actually, that would be kind of interesting. I turn to the Buddhist altar and pay my respects to Suzuha. There's no picture of her, so there's no way of knowing what Hadashi Suzuha looked at the age of 44. I make an offering of incense to her, then look around the house again. This is the house Suzuha lived in after leaping to 1975. When Suzuha-san and I first met, we were neighbours. For some reason, Tanuji offers me a beer. When I decline, he shakes his head and starts drinking it himself. He's underage for Japan. I was born and raised in Europe, you know. I didn't, huh? Huh? Is that a joke? Got a problem? I have you know my English and French are perfect. Huh. He really doesn't look like someone who lived abroad. I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. My parents died about 15 years ago. That's when I came back to Japan. Or I guess I should say came to Japan for the first time. Suzuha-san was living alone next door. She looked after me when I had nowhere else to turn. Right, now is my chance. If I'm going to ask, it's now or never. And you got married? Huh? Married? To Suzuha-san? You high? Whew! I knew she'd never marry a guy like him. She was a pretty stoic lady, didn't have much of a social life. But she treated me well. My house burned down about 1 year after I moved here. It was my smoking that caused the fire, so I deserved it, but still. After I lost everything, she let me come live here with her. That's not all. The building where the workshop's at, that was originally Suzuha-san's property. Eh? She sold it to me for cheap. It's thanks to her that the Bond Tube workshop exists. Huh. It's weird to think that Suzuha owned the lab at some point. You could say she saved my life. Once I asked her why she's treating me so well, it wasn't like Once I asked her why she was treating me so well, it wasn't like we were related or anything. But she just smiled and said, "We all depend on someone's kindness at some point in our lives. When the time comes, you pass the gift along." She was kind of mysterious. She seemed to know exactly how things were going to happen, like a prophet. Suzuha. That was probably her way of repaying Tanuji for looking after her, even if it was just for 10 days. And so, it came full circle. It's a small world, huh? Never thought I met someone else who knew her. Oh, right. Wait here a sec. Tanuji goes to the child's room next door, then returns with and places an object on the table. Ah. Oh. It's Suzuha's divergence meter. Before the world line changed, it was in the lab. But on this world line, Suzuha brought the meter with her to 1975. It's been in this house for 35 years. The tubes read 0.409431%. Divergence has changed, just like Suzuha said. That proves my magic eye, reading Steiner, does indeed allow me to perceive changes on the world line. But what does the number mean? 0.409431% mean? I recall what Suzuha said. When the meter reads over 1%, you made it to the beta world line. Does that mean I'm still in the alpha world line? Do you know what these numbers mean? Because I sure don't. All I know is it hasn't changed a bit these 10 years. But, you know, when Suzuha was at her deathbed, she used to stare at that meter for hours. Eh? She used to stare at the meter talking to herself. Is this the old number? The new number? Did it work? Did it change? Stuff like that, day in and day out. It hurt to watch. I touched the device. Suzuha. In my heart, I reach out to the girl who died 10 years ago. Yeah, to the girl who will be born 7 years from now. To the girl who crossed time to save the future. Suzuha. Thanks to you, Mayuri is safe. Divergence has changed. But you haven't reached your ultimate goal. 1% divergence. Once that achieved, the future you dreamed of will become reality. I will carry on your fight, Suzuha. I promise. I realize that I'm crying. Tanuji stares at me for a moment, then puts his giant hand on my shoulder. Ocarine! Mary comes out at the ticket gate and walks up to me with an unhindered stride. I didn't think you'd come all the way to the station to pick me up. Why is she surprised? I want my hostage to get away? Yeah, me neither. So Marish is really happy. I don't quite understand, but whatever. Mary flashes a carefree smile and walks ahead of me, almost skipping. Say, what's in the bag? Mr. Brown gave it to me. It's a device that can measure the divergence of world lines. Wow, that sounds amazing. What's a world line? I smile wearily. Mary, you really are a dummy. What am I doing? After I left Tanuji's house, I called Mary to ask when she would arrive in Akiba. Then I went to the station to pick her up. Actually, anxiety still smolders at my heart. We managed to save her yesterday, but that doesn't guarantee our safety forever. It's entirely possible for Moku to attack now, on the afternoon of the 14th. Maybe I'm being overprotective, but I can't shake the image of Mayuri's death from my mind. I don't ever want to have to go through that again. Just a thought, Mayuri. But don't you think maybe you should stop coming to Akiba for a while? At least until Komima ends? No response. I look to the side. Mayuri! Panic as I scan the area to catch sight of her wandering towards the newly opened shaved ice stand. That ditz. Can't she tell how worried I am? So, you're the devoted type, huh? Krisu is glaring at me with an iced coffee in her hand. We're in the lab, which appears to have become her second home. What's that supposed to mean? I'm staring at the computer, searching for intel on the IBN 5100. I still don't know where it is. I went to the shrine this morning, but alas, it wasn't there. Suza promised to get one to us somehow. Her gift to us from 1975. Without it, we can't hack into Seren's database, meaning we can't achieve divergence over 1%. So there's another way you could potentially get it. All of a sudden, you're treating Mayuri like a princess. Today you went to the station to meet her. You taste tested her lunch and then you held her hand all the way back to the lab. Okun really loves Mayushi. Did she have to tell Krisu? Of all people? Mayu looks so carefree as she stuffs her cheek with takoyaki, which is really nice, by the way. I'm pretty sure she's still smiling because of my love, but I'm pretty sure she's smiling not because of my love, but because of the takoyaki's deliciousness. Typical Mayuri. But seriously, did she have to tell Krisu? So what's the deal? I don't follow. Are you a couple or what? I've been meaning to ask. Do we look like a couple? Well... Just what sort of delusions does this girl have? You know, Akuri and Mayushi have been friends since we were little. She's really... Don't talk with your mouth full. So you're not a couple? Oh, well, of course. No one will willingly date Okabe after all. Ouch. You disappoint me, Christina. Huh? What are you talking about? Have you finally revealed your true nature? I saw how your eyes lit up at the first hint of romance. You're nothing but a filthy mainstream girl. I bet you like to eat chocolate with your girlfriends and giggle about the latest celebrity love affair. Absurd. This lab has no need for the puppies and flowers in your head. It feels strange to be spewing this Chibuyu nonsense again. After what I've been through. Gah. Is my innocence lost forever? What the hell are you on about? This self-proclaimed mad scientist Chibuyu nutcase? It's been a long time since I argue with Krisu like this too. The thought brings a sudden pang of loneliness. After failing to save Mayuri, I sought the help from this genius girl. Even though her words were at times harsh, she supported and encouraged me to the end. But now, all that has vanished along with the time we spent with Suzuha. Thank you for your help, Krisu. I suddenly gave her my sincere gratitude. Typey. I finished typing on the X68000's keyboard and sigh. Then turn to the divergence meter sitting on the shelf. The display reads 0.409431%. What does that mean? The universe is like this piece of yarn. Countless possible world lines exist side by side, branching out to infinity. When the meter reads over 1%, you made it to the beta world line. If you escape the alpha attractor field and reach the beta world line, then the result will change. Reach 1% divergence and you will save Shina Mayuri. Then, does that mean I haven't saved her? Divergence is still at 0%. 1%. Is this world still converging on Mayuri's death? It can't be. It can't be. I mean, nothing happened yesterday. Mayuri's hair is safe and sound. Nothing will happen to her. It won't. I want to believe that, but the doubt within my heart is growing, thick and black. I can hardly think about anything else now. No matter how hard I stare at it, the number on the meter doesn't change a digit. So far, reading Steiner has only activated when we sent past changing D-mails. What about when I time leap? The vertigo I feel when I time leap might be caused by reading Steiner. Maybe it's just a side effect of the memory transfer. It's impossible to know. In any case, I've prepared for the worst. I've already set the time leap machine timer to send my memories 3 hours into the past. And with Dara's help, I found a remote to this 42-inch CRT downstairs. A previous phone wavenames exchange experiments made a hole in the floor. Instead of fixing the hole, I made it bigger. The 42-inch CRT right under the hole, so if I point the remote at the hole and press the power button, the TV turns on. Handy. Now, should things go wrong, I could time leap at a moment's notice. I notice I have Future Gadget number 4, Mode Snake, on hand in case of emergency. Okabe. Chris enters the development room. Didn't you say you weren't going to experiment with the time leap machine? This is just in case. In case what? Busted. I don't want to answer that. I keep praying that my fears will not be realized. It's okay. Everything will be okay. They didn't attack yesterday, so they won't attack today. At the very least, we changed Mayuri's fate. But still, I can't help but pray. Please let Mayuri be safe. Please don't let anything happen. My prayers go unanswered. The door slams open. 5 men burst into the lab. I recognize them. They're rounders. They aim their guns at us. I freeze. Despair seizes my heart. The worst fears come true. It's happened exactly the same as before. Only this time, Suzuha isn't here to save us. Hands in the air. Nobody move. Even the dark-skinned man's words are the same. Eventually, the unpleasant clack of heels echoes the hallway. Oops. Moka-san? We're taking the time machine. I suppress with terror and grab Mayuri's arm. Don't move. The crew cut man says something he hasn't before. Krisu, Okabe, Dao, the 3 of you will come with us. You cannot resist. Come with us. You have nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akibara. What do I do? Should I use my concealed mode snake right now? Use it and then time leap? But Mayuri hasn't been killed yet. There's a chance she might not be killed in this war line. Hey, you. Yo. The crew cut man points his gun at me. My heartbeat jumps up, cold sweat breaks out all over my body. I said hands in the air. I only raised my left. Why are you hiding? I have to use it. I swallow my fear and activate mode snake. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. The rounders won't be able to aim through this. I have to time leap while it lasts. I grab Mayuri's hand and fumble through the smoke towards the development room. Shoot them! I hear the sounds of gunfire wildly behind me. Suddenly, Mayuri's arm gets heavy. I trip forward and land on my face. Mayu, our hands are separated in the fall. I go up the air and soon I find her slender hand. Mayuri's feeble whisper reaches my ears. Was she hit? The rounder's blind shot hit Mayuri. It hurts. Mayuri's voice quickly fades away. Strength drains from her fingers. Mayuri, come on, get up! But Mayuri didn't answer. I'm sorry, Mayuri. Once again, I failed to save you. I thought I'd succeed, but I was wrong. I hear my teeth grinding in my head. Stop! Stop! Don't shoot me! I heard Chris and Dara screaming as the gunfire continues. A sharp pain flashes at the top of my head. I press down with my hand and comes away soaked with blood. Ow. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Feels like someone took a saw to my skull. My ears are ringing. I stumble, I can't stand up straight. I need to get to the time leap machine. I squeeze Marion's limp hand one last time, then crawl to the development room. Fumble with the headgear and put it on. I point the remote in the hole and press the power button. TV turns on downstairs. I can hear people laughing on the screen. Target A, target C secured. Run, Okabe, run! Shit. I clench my fist in frustration. Time machine is already activated. The discharge phenomenon has started. The floor begins to shake. Once again, I leap to the past. Whoa! Okay. Only a couple hours, however. Oh well, I feel like this is a good place to end this episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye!